Monday, everyone. We are going to go over some notes. So you're going to need the paper that was by the door. So we're going to do notes, and then on the back you have an assignment. But we are going to talk about different types of loans today. All right, and so the first type of loan, make sure you're following along and writing this down, is you have unsecured personal loans. All right, and unsecured personal loans, so unsecured tells you that it's not secure, meaning that you don't have any collateral, which collateral is something of value that can be repossessed. So it can be used for random expenses that you have. If you have a remodel, a massive party like a quince, you would go ahead and get an unsecured personal loan. Because it's not secured and you don't have something backing up the value of the loan, a lot of times it requires a certain credit score, or if you don't have a great credit score, they'll just increase your interest rates. And that is different from a secured personal loan, which does have, so it's used for the same stuff, but you have a collateral, and because they have something they can repossess and make sure that they get their money back from you with, there are going to be lower interest rates, but you can lose your stuff if you default, meaning if you don't make your payments, if you are just not dealing with the loan as you're supposed to. The next type of loan we're going to have are title loans. And title just refers to the title on your car. So you have to have a car in order to qualify for a title loan. You can borrow up to 50% of your car's value. So if your car is worth $5,000, you can borrow up to $2,500, so on and so forth. But they have super duper high interest rates, up to 5 times your car's value by the time you pay it off. So they don't advertise that you're going to pay 5 times your car's value. But what ends up happening is if you take more than a month to pay it off, which most people that get title loans can't pay it off that next month with the next paycheck, then you end up paying over the value of your car over and over again, trying to rebuy the title to your car. All right. And next up we have payday loans. So they're short-term, high-cost loans with a super high rate, up to 400% APR. Like, that's a ridiculous number. But basically what you do is you go in with a check, and so you post-date a check and show them your, like, pay stub to show that you're going to have that money in the bank. Say you get paid on Friday and you need money today and it's Monday. So you go ahead and write a check and you put the date for Friday, and you also show them your pay stub so they know about how much money you're going to get, and so you can go ahead and borrow the money and then pay them back on Friday. But because of the cost of it, it's up to 400% APR, which is ridiculous. The next one we have home equity loans, and it's basically a type of secure loan, but with home equity loans, you're borrowing against the value of the home, and it allows for lower interest rates just because your home does carry so much value. If you own it, you can go ahead and borrow against its value. And then the last one that we're going to go over on this sheet is credit card cash advances. And so they give you short-term immediate cash at high interest, up to 30% APR, and they start charging just right away. So hopefully that gives us a grid. Tomorrow we're going to look more at these two types of loans. Y'all get a chance to be a loan shark. But for now, that's what's going to go on here. On the back, we're going to look at a couple of different problems, okay? So I'm going to do one with you, and hopefully you remember our menu 8-1 option from our finance solver on the calculator. And so you might have to work with a partner. I didn't have a whole lot of calculators this morning because another teacher's borrowing them. But do what you can. You should still all be able to complete this assignment, and I expect it to be turned into the drawer at the end of the class period, so make sure you're doing what you need to do there. But it says, for a credit card cash advance, you borrow $500, so you just pull out $500 cash, has a 30.99% APR, compounded monthly. Okay, so if you were to make 5 payments to pay it off, how much would the monthly payment be? So let's go over to our calculator. So I'm going to go to a new document, just on the calculator page. If you want to hit the fast calculator, that will work too. But menu, we're going down to finance, and then we're going to finance solver. So we know that the number of payments is 5. And remember that you can look here at the number of payments. It tells you what you're typing in. So it says number of payments 5, so we're going to change that there. I is your interest rate. This one had a 30.99% interest rate. The present value is how much did you borrow? We borrowed $500. We want to know how much would the monthly payment be, so we're going to leave that blank. Our future value, we want to pay this off, so it's going to be $0. And then we're making a monthly payment, so it's 12 payments per year, compounded 12 times per year. So now we can go back up to our payment here, and we just hit enter to calculate, and it shows that it's going to be negative $107.88, okay? Which just means that you are going to be paying it off. That's why it's negative, and so it doesn't mean that you're actually getting that money back. But 107.88. Okay, so what's the total amount charged? Well, how are we going to figure that out? If you make 5 payments at this rate, we're going to do 5 times the 107.88 that you're paying, and we borrowed $500. So go ahead and go back over to our calculator. You have to hit escape to get out of the finance solver, but we're going to do 5 times 107.88 minus the 500, and we see that you will pay $39.40 in interest. Okay, so then you would do the same thing with this one. So it's title loan, borrow $2,500. So this is our present value. This is our interest, compounded monthly. This is our payment per year and our compound per year. It's going to be equal to 12 for both of those. This is the number of payments you're in. Okay, so we want to know the payment. And so you'll hit enter there. So remember, it's that menu 8-1 from before. And you'll type it in, and you'll do the same thing here. And then what changes here is if the interest rate. So you're going to change, and you're going to have a new interest rate, and you're going to keep the payment the same that you got from here, but now you're going to go with how long. So this is the number of payments. So you're going to go back to N and hit enter here. Okay? This is, you're trying to find N on this one. You're trying to find the payments here. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing that we did up here for this one. So hopefully that gives you an idea. So put on your thinking caps, try it out, and I promise a gem to some of the classes if y'all watch this to the end. So hopefully this assignment makes more sense than my 3-year-old outfit does here. But make sure you pick up after yourselves today, leave a clean room, treat Mr. Greenwell for me. Grades are finalized on Friday, so you need to stay on top of everything. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll go over some attendance things. We will look at grades, and hopefully you all get this done. Y'all all will turn this into the drawer for me, and it will be a great Monday for you. Y'all have a great day.